everyone, Chris here, and welcome to my channel. In today's 5 on Friday, I'm here to share with you 5 books that are coming out in February that I'm looking forward to checking out. So I have looked through all of the books I'm interested in that are coming out in February, and these are the 5 that stood out to me the most. So first, publishing on February 4th is Under the Same Stars by Libba Bray. I read the Diviners series by them and really enjoyed it. And when I saw this one, I checked it out, and it sounds quite intriguing. From New York Times bestselling author Libba Bray comes an evocative and groundbreaking young adult historical mystery that examines truth, rebellion, reconciliation, and what must be sacrificed for a better world. It was said that if you write to the bridegroom's oak, the love of your life will answer back. Now, the tree is giving up its secrets at last. So we have 3 timelines. We have 1940s Germany, where Sophie discovers a message waiting for her in the bridegroom's oak. Her best friend Hannah is also sending messages, but not really to find love. And it seems that since this is set during World War II, this may hold the key to resisting the Nazis. Then we have West Germany in the 80s, where an American teen is not happy to be there. They're struggling to fit in. They have really strict parents. And she ends up falling for another girl named Lena, who is determined to tear down the wall. And they meet Frau Hermann, a kind old lady with secrets of her own. And then we're set in spring of 2020 in New York City, and we're dealing with COVID. And Miles and Chloe are not enjoying going to school via Zoom. But Chloe's grandmother is going to lead them to investigating a cold case about 2 unidentified teens who went missing under the bridegroom's oak 80 years ago. So it sounds like it's going to have some kind of fantastical vibes to it, with them going missing under this oak, and this oak maybe being able to help with the Nazi resistance, and of course letters seeming to mysteriously appear. I'm very curious how each of these timelines ties together, and I'm feeling like it's going to be super engaging, so I'm quite looking forward to this one. So the next book is also releasing on February 4th, and that's A World Worth Saving by Kyle Lukoff. This is another author I have read books from before and really enjoyed. And this follows a trans main character who refers to himself as A. And he is still struggling despite the fact that the COVID lockdown is over. He still feels very lonely. And coming out as trans didn't really go according to plan. And his parents are definitely not happy with that and drag him to weekly meetings with the Save Our Sons and Daughters, where he and his friends Sal and Yarrow have to listen to their parents dead name them while talking about the transgender craze. But sitting in silence for them is better than the advanced treatment where they may never be heard from again. But Yarrow vanishes after a particularly confrontational meeting, and A discovers that these meetings don't just feel soul-sucking. It's run by an actual demon who feeds off the pain and misery of kids like him. And it's not just these meetings. The entire world is beset by demons dining on what seems like an endless buffet of pain and bigotry. But how is one trans kid who hasn't even chosen a name supposed to save his friend, let alone the world? And is a world that seems hellbent on rejecting him even worth saving it all? So again, I've read other books by this author and really enjoyed them. This feels like it's going to have a lot of really interesting pieces. It feels like a really hard-hitting contemporary, and the ending of the description makes me feel like it might leave with some hope, with A questioning not just can he save his friend, but is the world worth saving, given that he feels the world doesn't like him. And I'm hoping that this book will show that yes, it is, because it's not everybody. So very curious to see how Kyle Lukoff pulls this all together, and if there is a message of hope in this one by the end. Then, coming out on February 13th is Dragon Riders of Roar. This is the 4th book in the Roar series. I did not know there was going to be a 4th book. However, I have loved this series, so I'm so excited to be able to return to it. It follows twins, Arthur and Rose, and in the first book, they end up being able to use a folding camp bed to transport them from their grandfather's attic to this imaginary land of Roar that they made up when they were younger. And we're continuing their journey in this one, and I don't really want to say how that is continuing, because it would be spoilers for the first book, but I love the idea of being able to visit a land of make-believe that you made up. And so this series has always really connected with me on that level. I've really enjoyed this series. So, well, it does mean I've had to move a series that I thought was finished back to my work in progress page, and a continuing series to add to my ever-growing list of series I'm in the middle of. I'm not really complaining because I'm very, very excited to go back into this world and to see what the characters are up to. So it was a no-brainer to stick this on my list once I realized that we were getting a 4th book in the series. Then, coming out on February 25th is Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister. And this might be surprising to some of you considering this is a thriller, but I read Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister and really enjoyed it, so I'm hoping I enjoy this one too. It is June 21st, the longest day of the year, and the life of new mother Camilla is about to change forever. After months of maternity leave, she will drop off her infant daughter at daycare for the first time and return to her job as a literary agent. Finally. But when she wakes, her husband Luke isn't there, and in his place is a cryptic note. Then it starts. Breaking news. A hostage situation is developing in London. The police tell her Luke is involved, but he isn't a hostage. Her husband, doting father, eternal optimist, is the gunman. This sounds super intriguing. I don't want to know anything more than that, but I read this, went, ooh, that sounds interesting. And because I have liked another book by this author, I'm really interested in trying this one too. I really, really do struggle with thrillers, but given my past history with this author and knowing I liked that one, and the premise of this one sounding interesting, it is definitely one that I would like to check out. And then lastly, also releasing on February 25th is B. Mullins Takes a Shot by Emily Dibert. This says A League of Their Own meets The Mighty Ducks in this fierce and heartfelt queer middle grade contemporary novel about learning to face your fears even when your goals are on thin ice. So immediately I was intrigued because I loved The Mighty Ducks when I was a kid, and A League of Their Own is a fantastic movie, so I was really curious. It says some girls are worth falling for. After a lifetime of humiliating sports experiences, B. Mullins knows the best way to survive middle school is to stick to the sidelines. When PE is suddenly canceled, though, B is forced to join an after-school activity, which is how she ends up as a member of the Glenwood Geese, her middle school's first all-girls hockey team. B would be happy sitting on the bench, but she doesn't want to let down her best friend, Celia. Plus, the more time B spends on the rinks, the more she comes to enjoy her teammates, especially the incredibly talented and incredibly cool co-captain Gabby. But when low funding puts the Geese in danger of never playing again, B realizes she may lose everything she didn't know she wanted. A hilarious and heartfelt middle grade contemporary about first crushes and fierce friendships from debut author Emily Dibert. So I just thought this sounded really, really intriguing. Like I said, it started off with a couple of things I knew I liked. I'm very curious to see how B navigates everything, the relationships that she develops, and maybe the confidence that she gets by playing on this all-girls hockey team. So this sounded right up my alley and is definitely one I do hope I manage to get to in 2025. So there you have it. Those are 5 February releases that I am interested in checking out. Do any of them sound interesting to you? Let me know in the comment section below. All of my social media is linked in the description below if you'd like to come chat with me. If you've made it this far in the video, leave me hockey emojis. Like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!